Hello everyone, Randy here, and today we got a Husqvarna 350 chainsaw here that is having some trouble idling. It'll idle with the choke on, but as soon as you shut the choke off, it struggles to idle and ends up shutting off. So we're assuming here it's probably some carburetor related issues. So we're going to be tearing the carburetor out of it, giving it a full and thorough cleaning. It's probably the low side fuel jet. We're assuming that's probably maybe a little bit plugged, and that's why choking it helps pull that fuel up through. That's just the assumption anyway. We're going to go ahead and clean it and go from there. Okay, so we're going to start by taking the carburetor out here. Get that off. And then the air cleaner. There we go. And then, oh, I think it looks like fuel alignment muzzle. Disconnect that. So yeah, fun part here is trying to get everything disconnected. There's the throttle cable. Let's see, yeah, that's the throttle cable. Looks like we've got some wiring connected on there as well. I don't think, do we need to take that one off? Actually, you know what? Maybe we need to take this one off too. Okay then. So what do we got here that holds this in here? There's probably actually not a whole lot that holds it in here other than it's just mounted to the cylinder here, I'm assuming. I see one screw. We probably can take the screws out and pull it out this way. We'll find out here. Just so you folks can see. There's a screw there, and there's probably another one. I don't see the one on this side, but I'm assuming there's probably one on this side buried in here somewhere. And or we can take it off. I don't know how it comes off back here. I see... I don't know if we want to take it off that far or not. Looks like some sort of clip there that holds it on, maybe. Okay, rather than trying to take it all the way out, can't seem to get that. I'm assuming just a rubber boot that goes over the cylinder there, but it doesn't seem to want to budge at all. So, I notice if we lift it up, it looks like we can get to these screws here. So just I think this said it's a 4mm Allen. We'll just go ahead and take that out. It looks like somebody's taken this out before, judging by the looks of these Allen screws. There we go. And there's the carburetor. Okay, so there's the carburetor. We've got it just laying on some white shop towels here. Looks like this end will come off somehow. And if you get a little needle nose here to see if we can get that out. There we go. Okay, there's the carburetor. Double check, make sure I remember how that goes back on here. Like that. And that blue thing goes in there. Set that off to the side. Okay, now then, I've been told the top of it's been cleaned here, so the fuel goes in there. Fuel pump, I believe, is on the bottom there. So let's just maybe start in on this side here. Looks like a Phillips. And we'll be pretty much, all we're going to do here is just give it a thorough cleaning. That's really all we're going to do. Okay. Diaphragm in there, pretty much, gasket. And then there is a little filter. Let's see, like a little screwdriver here might do the trick to get that out. There we go. So yeah, there's just a little filter right down in there. I've seen that before where this little filter has been dirty before, and that'll obviously cause problems. So make sure you're careful with that. Don't lose that either. Where can I put that? Hopefully that'll stay there. Okay, that'll do it for there. Now, fuel jets. What we're going to want to do is check where these are at. And I don't know if I can get, so you got the limiters on them, which is rather annoying. Ideally, we want to take them all the way out. And a little bulged out at the bottom, I see. That's what holds them in there. Okay. Okay, so we can take like a screwdriver there, hold that back, and hopefully pry that out. There we go. Got that one out. And I don't care where these are at. That doesn't matter at all. Doesn't matter where these things are at. What we want to know is where the actual screw itself is at. So and again, there's just a little split in here. Pry that up with. Let's see, let's maybe take the bigger one here. This one is proven to be quite a bit more stubborn. There it went. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to turn them until they are closed. And we want to make sure we remember the turns here. So the one on the left, there's half a turn. There's 1 turn, 1 1/4 turns, which is actually kind of what I thought it would be. So we can go ahead and take that one all the way out then. So 1 1/4 turns. And you know what, I probably should get something to write that down here in just a moment. Let me do that. Okay, we got that written down. We'll go ahead and take that out. And a bunch of bits and bobs fall out. That's always good. And then the one on the right. And make sure we count the turns here. 1. 1. Okay, 1 turn. So I'm going to just say that's the right one. 1 turn. And that was the red 1. And I don't really even care to know which one is which here. Doesn't really matter to me. We're just going to take them all the way out here. There we go. You know what, might not be a bad idea. See once if I can get this back together here. Because that'd be a good spot to keep those in. Washer, spring, washer. There we go, we'll just leave them in there like that. Okay, so note 1 is longer than the other one. And it's probably one of these holes that look a little gunked up if I had to guess. Okay, now, main one looks to be that one I am guessing. Nope, that is not. That is just your adjustment for your idle, I believe. Okay. So, choke. That one. Throttle. That one there. Main fuel jet is located in the bottom then it looks like. I don't remember if there's an adjustment for that or not. We're going to find out. So I think we can go ahead and take this out here. Should probably figure out where it's mounted at. I don't know if there's a good way to do that or not. Two turns. It's about 6 turns, okay. And I'll just write that down as well, 6 turns for idle screw. Don't believe that actually does anything, even though it's got that on it. But anyway, okay. I'll also go ahead and take the bottom off here. And we've got some carb cleaner standing by here. We'll be hosing this thing out once we get it all apart. Okay, fuel pump side. Feels nice and flexible yet. That's kind of your float control right there. And that, I believe, would be your main fuel jet, as far as I know. And there's a spring under that, by the way, there. Okay, anything else we can take off? We can essentially take all this off too if we want. I don't think there's a need to take, like the choke off, really, or the throttle. Pretty sure we can just leave those on there and clean them up like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the carb cleaner to it, and we're just going to hose it down, making sure we pay a special attention to this here. And I've also got the air chuck here. We're just going to be blowing air into all these, making sure we get all that crap out of there, at least as much as we can. Okay, folks, we got it hosed down and cleaned. Did it the best we could here. Like I said, really went through the carb cleaner here. So it's looking pretty good. You know, give it another once over, just make sure there's no dirt or speck of dirt left on it. Looks like it's pretty good. It was, even though it looked fairly clean, folks, it was surprisingly dirty. I was wearing gloves while doing it, and yeah, let's just say there was a lot of black stuff coming out of here. So even though it looked good, it was still quite dirty. So let's get started putting it back together here. Let's see what's here. Spring. I think the spring went there. Float control here. That sits down in there. Make sure you hold that there so the spring doesn't come back out again. Should be good. And then this goes like that and like that. I didn't get too carried away cleaning this since this is outside the carburetor. I don't believe these have to be that tight, just snug. Okay, what do we want to put on next? I guess we'll put the jets back in here, or the adjustments. And we got the high side and the low side. So low side controls the fuel when the throttle, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, that's my understanding, controls the fuel when the throttle plate is closed. So if you notice, there's a little hole right there. I don't know if it'll fall. Yes, there we go. See that little hole there? I believe that's where the fuel comes out of when this throttle plate's closed. And then of course when the throttle plate is opened, then you can see hopefully the main fuel jet in there. That's the one on the bottom. So let's see, our fuel pump on the bottom should be the right way there. And of course I clean these off as well. And what we're going to do, we're going to just tighten it right down until they're snug. So you kind of want to turn them slow because you don't want to over tighten these. Okay, I'll turn this one close a little more here. Oh, that's bottom. And that is bottom there as well. Okay. Now, the left hand side. Okay, so 1 1/4 turns here. So that's all the way closed. There's half. There's 1. There's 1 1/4. And then that one is 1 turn, so half. Let me try that again because I gotta quite have it centered. Okay, half, 1. And then, let's see, the white one was on first. And then that one. And of course, those are the limiters on there. And the idle adjustment screw. And like I said, we'll just screw that in all the way, and then it was 6 turns out. Of course, we might have to adjust that a little bit once we get it, up and running here again, but that should put us close to where it was before we took it all apart. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right about there somewhere. Then, little screen in the top here. Push that down in there just a little bit further. Actually, that's about the right size. Perfect. Not quite though. Push this down in there all the way. Looks like it's good. And then this lays on top. See, it looks like it goes like that. Double check, make sure that's the right way. Yes, that would appear to be the right way. And screw in the middle. Okay then. You can see that screw is keeping the throttle plate there open just a little bit. Now to get this choke thingamajig back on. Okay, seems like it's on. I think we're good to put it back together then. Okay, we'll slide the carburetor back in here. Fun part, trying to get these screws to line back up again. Okay, we got one. I don't think that one is lined up yet. There we go. And tighten that one down. There we go. Now, fun part, getting the throttle back on there again. Okay, make sure everything works properly here. Let's see if we push the choke in. I guess we ought to stick it back down in here first, see if that throttle works. Okay, get this side first here maybe. There we go. That's the stop lever there, by the way. Okay. This metal clip here doesn't seem quite right. I'm not sure what I've got wrong here. Seems to be working. Okay. And then we pull that. That should lock the choke in, disable it. There we go. Okay, I think we're ready to test fire it. Okay, folks, well, it runs yet, but it's still definitely not quite right. You probably noticed it as soon as it idled down there, it just shuts off every time. And I was looking at it here, and I realized the top of the spark plug here, the little nubbin thing, I don't know what they call that, goes on top of the spark plug, is kind of stripped off there. And it's all nasty underneath of it, so I wonder if we're not getting a good spark up top here. At least that's kind of what it looks like to me. So I think we'll probably start with a new spark plug here, go from there. Unfortunately, of course, I don't have one in hand, so we'll have to get one. But anyway, folks, that'll do it for this video. If folks have any comments or questions about this, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.